Imagine the sound of circling helicopters overhead and something falling from the sky. You rush outside and it's raining. Not water, but money. And it just keeps coming. Likely, you and I would scoop up every bill we could find. When it finally stops, you take in your immense pile of cash. Slowly, your joy dies. Every bill has been cut to pieces, reducing your new wealth to a heap of useless paper. That, my friends, is the ravenous thief we call inflation. It robs you by weakening your purchasing power. Too much money, not enough goods, prices soar. For the working poor, the cost is devastating. Squeezed between rising prices and an income ceiling they cannot negotiate, they're forced to spend their precious earnings on fewer groceries and gasoline, and backed into debt to make car payments or even to pay rent. The rich, however, assets in tow, can refinance and invest. Not only do they weather the storm, but they may even profit from it. But don't think the rich should love runaway inflation. Played out to its cataclysmic finish, inflation renders a currency worthless. In that scenario, everyone is poor. In fact, everyone is broke. For all reasons stated, inflation is cruel, most importantly because it violates the church's teaching that the poor should always be treated with care and concern. In the early days of COVID, the Federal Reserve cut interest rates to 0%, and there they stayed for 2 years. 2 years. What most people don't know is that the supply of US dollars increased 42%, courtesy of stimulus checks, rent waivers, and massive spending programs. The economy, however, did not grow by 42%. Politicians may say that they're on your side, but math doesn't lie. While it feels good to be showered in money and cheap debt, can most people say their finances are healthier than last year? Of course not. Inflation swallowed that money up almost as soon as it was printed. And no one has lost more than the poor. What's needed is a return to the virtue of prudence, especially in our economic policies. The church needs intelligent Catholics who will put God's gifts to good use, raise the next generation of Catholics, support religious vocations, and in general, build up the kingdom of God in the city of man. Here are 3 recommendations going forward. Number 1, no more throwing trillions out of helicopters. Reckless, oversized spending bills, blanket loan forgiveness, and extended rock-bottom interest rates all sound good, even moral, but lead to economic ruin. Number 2, we desperately need to deregulate our energy production and end the war on fossil fuels. Cheaper energy means cheaper gas, cheaper goods, and a competitive marketplace, protecting both workers and families. And finally, number 3, while the financial class doesn't like it, we need to support the Federal Reserve's decision to raise interest rates. Not only is this good, but it's necessary. Political pressures and blame games will mount. But if you want to help the poor, ensure stable prices, and enjoy a thriving economy long-term, then inflation must be slowed now. Inflation is not just a political football. It's an attack on the poorest and most vulnerable. The preferential option for the poor, called for by our church, starts with sound economics. I'm Ryan Ellis, president of the Center for a Free Economy for Edify. If you liked my Edify video, you'll love the one next to me. Thank you for watching.